Yo, what's up guys? Sermo11 here with my top 10 anime of the 2014 spring season. And I'm recording this before the Boondocks review because this video seems a little bit more important. The Boondocks review is probably going to go up before this though. And yeah, Boondocks is bad now. So I just wanted to put all my effort into this video. So the Boondocks review isn't like that good. I hope you understand. I'm sorry, my computer's so slow. I'm trying to. Well, I have the stuff up. It's just like it's working weird. So this is more of a top 9 list. You could say top 10 if you you do some weird things. You know, you take some if you take like what anime I'm watching and just put them all on the list, then you could do that. But there's like one anime I didn't want to put on the list because honestly it doesn't really deserve to be on the top 10 list, and I'm sure some people would be like disappointed if I put that on the list. And then there's another anime that carried over and I didn't put that on the list, but I'll get into all that later. So yeah, I'm just going to talk about what I dropped and what I didn't watch. So there was this what's this, Mangaka? It was the voice actors anime, or it was like based on some sort of Japanese voice acting character music or whatever, you know, similar to Hatsuno Miku or whatever. And I was watching the first episode. The main character had like this virtual, I don't know, thing with him, and you know, I was watching the episode and the quality looked really bad. I don't know if it was the website or something, because apparently this company animated Nisekoi, it's like Shaft or something, but the animation looked like old and stuff, you know, like from a few years ago. Because you know, with each year, the brightness of the anime, the quality, it gets better, and this just like didn't look right to me. And then I was watching the episode and there was nothing going on. It was boring. They were just talking. So I fell asleep on the episode, and then I come back in the episode and like they're at a bank or something and everyone's getting robbed, and I'm just like, oh, let me just drop this. So I had no idea what was going on, and then I dropped the anime. So moving on, Hero Bank. I didn't want to watch Hero Bank because I had too much to watch, but basically Hero Bank is a new Capcom game where I don't know, there's like these kids fighting the ring in like robotic suits, and they get money for it, and like the goal of the game is to earn a lot of money. I don't know how the anime went or whatever, because I'm picking up more anime. Like I'm picking up a lot of anime for the next season. That's gonna be like the next video, or one of the next few videos. I'm gonna talk about what I'm picking up, and you know, what's carrying over from this season, because a lot of stuff is carrying over, oddly enough. So yeah, that's Hero Bank. And Majin Bone, which was apparently really popular. I think this is original or something. It's like kids in robotic suits, superheroes, something like that. I don't know. It might have been my top anime. I'm not sure. I had to drop a lot of stuff, you know, if it didn't impress me right away. So I didn't watch Majin Bone. I watched like a few seconds of it, and then I was like, oh, these other things, some things are really popular, so I'm going to pick up with those, and I didn't watch Majin Bone. But apparently Majin Bone is really popular, because there was this poll on Crunchyroll, and Majin Bone, I think it was like #1, or it was up there. I'm just saying. So the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V, I'm waiting for the new season in English, and I hope it's not edited too much. Because Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh has sometimes it has like some elements that might not be appropriate for children, or you know, for kids might deem them not to be appropriate for children, so it'll get edited a little bit. But I normally watch Yu-Gi-Oh in English, so I'll go with that. And plus, I think it would be kind of weird, you know, maybe they have different names in Japanese, or I don't know, you know, like some stuff's just not going to carry over into English, and I think it'd just be better to watch it in my native tongue. I've heard it's good. Apparently the characters can get into the matches with their monsters, and if this is actual gameplay element, if it's not just like an anime only thing, if it's an actual gameplay element, it's similar to Future Card Buddy Fight, which just came out, and it's by the same creators of Card Fight Vanguard, which is like a mix of someone from Yu-Gi-Oh! And Duel Masters and someone from their own company, so it's kind of, you know, inspired by Yu-Gi-Oh! And Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal's bad, so yeah, let me see where I'm at. 4 minutes, I'm just talking about this stuff. There was this riddle anime, Devil Riddle something. It was basically about these girls, and I don't know, they had to kill someone and protect someone inside this school. I think people were saying it's similar to Danganronpa, but the category of the anime was Yuri, and it made me kind of uncomfortable to watch it. No offense to you if you like that, but I was I was going through the first episode because it seemed pretty interesting, and then I'm just like, I get this Yuri vibe from it. Like, I know someone's gonna kiss, and then I actually tweeted, I'm like, if I see a kiss in this anime, I'm dropping it. I'm dropping it. And then some guy, I think he either retweeted it or he replied, and he was like, yeah, I'll do the same. But I just dropped it episode 1. I'm waiting for Dragon Ball Z Kai Buu Saga to come back in English. We all know Dragon Ball Z is better in English, so yeah, there you go. And I dropped The World Is Still Beautiful. I actually looked up all these animes or their manga forms before actually watching them and everything, and apparently The World Is Still Beautiful is a good manga. The art style looks kind of old, so maybe it's an old manga, but I don't know, it seemed kind of dumb to me. Like, this princess has the power to like control weather or something, or the rain, and then like she comes to this kingdom to I don't know, like meet the king or like marry him or something, and I think he might have powers too or something, and then you get this whole situation with them, and it's like a romance series. I don't know. And be sure to tell me if I missed any good anime this season or I dropped anything too early, because I can add it to my list and I'll check it out later. And with that out of the way, we're 6 minutes in and I'm going on to the list. And there, as I said before, there is no number 10. I was going to put this anime at number 10, but yeah, I don't think people would like that, and I don't really think it deserves to be on the top 10 list. And number 10, well, the not number 10 is Tenkai Nights. And I watched this in English, but it started in Japan this season, and it's a kids anime. It's alright. I actually was going to drop it, but I was like, hey, you should stick with some animes, and I did that with Durarara, and I liked it. Tenkai Nights is good at some points. I like the art style, I like the design of the characters and stuff. There was like Scan to Go, that was on Cartoon Network. That was stupid. Like, they had these toy cars. They didn't even get in the cars. Like, the cars didn't get bigger or anything. They had these toy cars and they were racing each other around. It was really dumb. But yeah, back to Tenkai Nights. They go to this other planet and then they fight in like these mini Gundams or something. Like, they go to this old man's house. It sounds weird. They go to this old man's house. This is like, sorry, I heard something. I think that's my TV. I am sorry. I'm really paranoid when I'm like home alone. Okay. Yeah. So they save the world in these mini Gundam things. So like I was saying, they go to like this old dude's house, Mr. White, and then like he has this teleporter thing in there. They get on and then they transform into like these Lego sort of Gundam things. And most kids animes try to sell toys and merchandise, so I assume that's what it's for, because they have commercials for the toys and everything. And I kind of just added it to the list because I didn't have anything else. I'm not gonna watch that much anime for a season, and it's okay, but if you don't like kids animes, don't watch it, because it's not that good. It's very childish, and I don't know like how much it's changed, because the English version came out first, so they can put whatever changes they want in there, and then the Japanese version came out later. I don't know, but the opening in Japanese sounds good and everything. Number 9, Captain Earth. I'm trying out more mech series, but I don't like mech series. Mech series are terrible to me, in my opinion. Well, what? Forget that last sentence. I just don't like mech series. Like, honestly, I just don't like them, man. The only one that I actually liked was Gargantia, and Gargantia was smart about it. It was like an advanced society with technology and everything, and the main character was from the future, and he had a mech, and I don't really think that many other people had. Well, other people had mechs and stuff, but it just wasn't like that mech heavy. It's good. Gargantia is really good, and I can't wait for the second season this year. And this one's bad. It's like all mech animes are the same. They don't explain what's going on. They just go into it, and it's kind of boring at points too. Like, they want you to know these terms, and I'm looking at the anime. It has great, it has a great art style and everything. It started off pretty good when they weren't in the mechs, but there's a lot of stupid stuff going on. Like, there are these kids who have abilities, right? Well, I don't want to spoil too much, but like, these kids have abilities and everything, and then like you have 2 kids from the group who are like the villains, and they're trying to get back like all the kids and everything. And one of the kids joins up with the main character, and like apparently whenever they go with the the two bad kids, you know, they basically you come into contact with them, you get like a kiss from them, and then you transform back into your original I don't know, whatever personality and everything. And it's just, I don't know, man. Like, the main character, he has this gun that can like control a mech, and then like the other main character somehow gets a mech too. But there's like this whole thing where the villains have mechs, but they're not as, you know, detailed, so, you know, they're not as important. But then like something happens to them where they can turn into like these humanoid mechs, and it's really confusing. I don't know if I'm not listening or anything. Like, what the heck is a machine godfellow? They've been saying that term over and over again. What is that? Okay, just take one episode to explain everything. I probably still won't like it, but come on. Captain Earth, yeah. People are kind of, what are they like, comparing it to Captain Planet because the names are similar. Let me look at this because I kind of switched some things around on this list. All right, number 8. Number 8 is Mahoka, and Mahoka, what is it, like the irregular at Magical High School or Magic High School, I believe is the direct translation of the title. It takes magic and it makes it complicated for no reason. Okay, we have Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail is a series about wizards. Naruto is a series about ninjas. They can have the same abilities because the concepts don't go that deep. I mean, Naruto, One Piece, even Bleach, like, you could say all these characters have like magical abilities or whatever because the concepts don't go that deep. And magic is more of a normal thing in this series, you know. It has to do with, I believe it has to do with science and everything. It's too complicated for no reason. And this anime was one of the ones that I heard was going to be like the big anime this season, but I was disappointed with it. And with the Magic series, there should be loads of action. And I don't want to get into like the whole Hunter x Hunter thing because that video is coming out either later this week or next week, but you need more action in your series. And we spend more time learning about magic and creating magic than actual fights in this series. And it does this weird thing where there are like small arcs that go on for like 5 or 6 episodes. It's a weird series, and like they make it apparent the arc is going on because they show it in the episode. They have the title and everything. You know, other animes don't really do that, like tell exactly what arc it's on. And well, the title of now I know what I'm talking about. The title of like each episode is pretty much the same thing. It's like I don't know, 9 Schools Arc Part 5. You know, they need to make the titles a little bit more interesting, and we kind of know like what arc it's on with those titles. Yeah, as I said before, there isn't much action in the series, and they even play sports, but that's not action either. You know, you would think, oh, sports, Kuroko's basketball, slam dunk, haiku, baby steps, and they're playing sports, and it's kind of boring. And basically the main character is a modest genius. You know, he gets hatred due to his grade level, I believe. I don't know how their school works because these are either grade levels or like test levels, because there's like weed and bloom, and those terms are kind of like racist terms, you know, discrimination. I don't even want to. Discriminative terms, is that a word? I don't know. Discriminating terms or something. And you know, you're not supposed to say that. It's against the rules. And it's either a grade or they're like test scores. That's how they're put into these specific classes and everything. And basically, one of them's like bad. One of them, I think it's the weeds or something. Main characters, he's like a weed or a bloom. He's one of he's the bad one. He's the bad term, and he's like really smart. He's like smarter than everyone else. But it was like one part of his magic test scores wasn't good, but everything else he's like amazing in. And I'm saying like these aren't grade levels because he's older than his sister, so that doesn't make any sense. It's I don't know. It's weird. I'm not explaining this well. At a lot of points, the series feels like a harem, you know, with all the girls praising the main character, they're blushing and everything because he helps them. It feels like a harem at some points. Plus, there are like incest scenes. Like the first episode, if you've seen the first episode of Mahoka, that made me uncomfortable. I'm gonna be completely honest. What they did in the first episode made me completely uncomfortable. I'm kind of used to it now, and it's kind of toned down now, but yeah, the first episode, that's some crazy stuff. The production quality is there, but the story is boring to me. Like, the art style looks good, the anime looks good in action and everything. It's very bright, vivid, but yeah, stories. So number 7, which was actually number 6, but I brought it down because I'm sure some people would flip out because I did this, but it's Mangaka-san to Assistant-san, which is a comedy anime, and it's like a short manga. I don't know if it's like 4 koma or like short chapters or anything, but it's basically about this mangaka and his assistants, and they get into like these perverted, weird situations, and it's a very funny comedy anime. I don't know if it's better than, what was it? It's, I forgot the name of it. Ricordo and Ransel. It might be better than that. Ricordo and Ransel was better in its first 2 seasons. Season 3 was bad because they had to change the art style of the anime. And yeah, the mangaka, he's perverted, and all his assistants are female, and all the other characters in the series are female, and he gets into weird situations with them. It's funny. It's really funny, and I normally don't like comedy series, so I can praise it for that. I don't really know what else to say. They did 1 episode, which was it's only like a 12 episode anime, and they did 1 episode which took up the entire period, because it's normally like short episodes mixed in together. It's good. And as I said before, I switched number 6 and number 7 around. So number 6, Black Bullet. Black Bullet for me was one of the big animes this season, but it lowered in quality, like a lot of these animes. You know, it had some great episodes here and there. I like the fights. It had an interesting concept, but I don't know exactly where the story is going or how things suddenly got out of hand. But the action is pretty awesome. It seems like in Black Bullet things sort of happen without an explanation, and then plus it's like the same problem with Captain Earth. They're throwing around these terms, and we as the viewers don't really understand these terms. Yeah, so it's just like in the later episodes of Black Bullet, things get out of hand, and I'm thinking, oh, is this a war or something? And there's like not action for like a few episodes, which kind of disappointed me. But Black Bullet is a good series. If you don't know about Black Bullet, it's basically there's like a virus going around or something, right? There's a virus going around. There are these things called Gastrea, and if they attack you or harm you or something, I believe you turn into one. And yeah, they're like really big ones. I don't want to like explain it and mess it up, but I think one of the really interesting things about Black Bullet is that the people that are fighting the Gastrea, people compare the story to Attack on Titan, so I don't know if that'll help you kind of understand it, but Attack on Titan is way better, of course. The people who fight the Gastrea they have skills and everything, they're trained, and then they have these little girls who have like the DNA of the Gastrea and the powers of the Gastrea, but you know they're human, are like half or something, and that leads to like some racism issues and everything. People hate the Gastrea, so they hate these little girls, and there's other stuff going on there, but it's like a really interesting concept. It's really original. I'll give it that. Where am I at? I don't want to go over 20 minutes. I'm going to go over 20 minutes. I'm sorry. I hope people watch this. But number 5, Soul Eater Not. It's Soul Eater, but it's not. I'm kidding. This is Soul Eater, but from a different perspective. And I believe it's before Soul Eater, or it's either around the first arc. It's not that far into Soul Eater. Well, yeah, I think that's what's going on. It's cool, It's more of a daily life series. The main characters are cool. Later on, there's more action. And it got better with more action. And it feels, that's odd because this series, its goal is to be a daily life series, but you put in some action and then suddenly it's more interesting. And it felt a bit odd because the main character, the main character is a weapon, and then the two other main characters are meisters. So the main character is trying to pick one of those people throughout the series, and it's kind of weird because at some points, like in anime, like people get offended over weird things, and I think at this point they've taken like the relationship between a meister and a partner a little bit further. You're getting offended because someone hung out with someone else, or like, I don't know, it's just like a little bit weird, or like you're fighting with someone, or someone gets in the bed with you. It has some weird scenes in it, and then one of the girls gets offended, and it's just like, why are you offended? It's weird. But this, I don't know how much of the Soul Eater backstory is covered, but they if you've seen Soul Eater, the original series, they cover the stuff with Sid, and you know what's wrong with Sid and Soul Eater, and they cover that in Soul Eater Not. So that's nice and everything. Soul Eater Not's only going to be 5 volumes, so I don't know if the anime is going to finish it out or not, but I think Volume 5 is still going to come out, so they'll probably finish it with an OVA or something. That's what I'm thinking, because I mean, if there's going to be one more volume, you can't really do that many more episodes on it. But yeah, Soul Eater Not, you get to see the main characters from Soul Eater often. Yeah, it's a little bit, before Soul Eater, and the art style is different in the anime. I don't think in the manga it's that different, but in the anime it's different. Like you can instantly tell that Maka looks different, Soul looks different, Black Star looks the same, Liz and Patty look the same, Kid looks pretty much the same. And yeah, that's it. Moving on to number 4, Haikyuu. Haikyuu is a cool shonen volleyball series, but Baby Steps is definitely doing better than Haikyuu. And with Haikyuu, I would say that volleyball, it's kind of boring to watch. It made me interested in the sport, but there isn't much you can do with volleyball if you're not going to introduce special powers into volleyball. And I feel like I'm being like I'm just like directly insulting volleyball, but there's not that much you can do with the sport. I don't know, Kuroko's basketball has abilities and everything, but some of the abilities in Kuroko's basketball can be related to actual things in the basketball sport, so there you go. I haven't watched Ace of Diamonds, but apparently that's good. And then you got the bicycling series, which is, I heard, is amazing. So I don't know, Haikyuu, what are you doing? You could be better. So far, Haikyuu is going slowly, which I do like. I guess at some points it's going a little bit too slowly. Haikyuu did make me interested in volleyball, but what am I going to do with volleyball? I really don't like volleyball. We play volleyball at gym. Well, we used to play, since I graduated, we used to play volleyball, in gym class and everything, and everyone's yelling because, I can't really play. Volleyball is alright. And the main character, he's short, you need to be tall to play volleyball at most positions and everything, so you can get the ball and defend, but short people can jump too, and this series pretty much proves it, because he can jump really high. And then the other main character, Kageyama, he's a setter, so he sets the ball up. What's his name? The main character's name is Hinata. Hinata runs over there, smacks the ball down, and then you got your duo. So yeah, it's like Kuroko. You got your duo. You got the light. What is it? The light and the shadow, or something, or the mirror. I think it's light and dark, light and shadow, pretty much. Yeah. So that's Haikyuu. Number 3, Baby Steps. Baby Steps is a very smart tennis series. So in Baby Steps, we start off with a noob at tennis who slowly gets better. And the title is Baby Steps for a reason. Like, what are we on? Episode 12, 13? 13, I think. And he's still not that good. He's gotten better, but he's still not that good. And it's going slowly, which I like. It's very intelligent because they explain the sport. They, with a lot of sports animes, they have characters sitting around or watching the matches, talking about what's going on, explaining stuff. It's good. and people have different playing styles. Apparently, the other main characters or other characters in the series have completely different playing styles, so that's cool. It made me want to play tennis. Like most sports, animes make me want to get involved, and I think if you have a sports anime and you make the viewers want to get involved, or readers want to get involved, you're doing a good job. It's completely realistic too. There are no powers in this either. But the thing is that Baby Steps is better with being realistic. Haiku, it's boring. we're still on the first match in Haiku, but it's boring. It's not completely boring, but yeah, it's boring at some points. I had something else. Oh, and Baby Steps. I'm sorry, my throat hurts. I'm talking too much. In Baby Steps, the main character, he's like super smart, and this is one thing I guess because I tried to do my best in school. This thing kind of, I don't know, it made me mad or like offended, I guess you could say in a way. The main character, his grades start to drop because he's focusing more on tennis. Like, he's still up there, but his grades start to drop, and I was just like, oh no, oh God, no, please put it in a section where, he's like, all right, I'm better at tennis, I can focus more in school, now let me get my grades up, and then you can just forget the school stuff. After you get his grades back up, just forget the school stuff, okay? That's all you have to do. Baby steps. Moving on to number 2, Ping Pong, the animation. Ping Pong, the animation is probably the most underrated anime this season, and it's probably because of the art style. I mean, the art style is like something that a lot of people don't like. And what I've like collected from this so far is that it's animated like this on purpose. Like, some of the parts look crude and weird and everything. Look at the manga's art. The manga's art is the same thing. It's a very realistic sort of manga style. What else? The company animated Anohana, so I have complete faith in them to animate this. And I think if you're a studio who can animate something as amazing as Anohana, and you take Ping Pong and you animate it very similarly to the manga, you're doing an amazing job. I don't know why it's colored that way. I guess maybe because the manga, I don't know. The cover on the manga looks weird. Maybe that's why it's colored this way. The color palette is weird. That's one. There's a lot of white going on in the series, and it was great all the way through. Like, you would think an anime about ping pong would be boring and everything, but it was great. And it ended early, so I can put it up high on the list because I enjoyed it. I did a review over it. I guess you could look at that, and I also did an episode 1 review. So you can go watch episode 1. You can watch the entire series on Funimation's YouTube channel, because anime companies are putting anime on YouTube now. Wow, you guys are so smart. How did you not think of that? With your stupid sites and your terrible players. But yeah, episode 1 is on the Funimation site. On the site, I'm sure it's on the site. It's on their YouTube channel. I have my episode 1 review, so you can watch episode 1, watch my review, and then you can finish the series and watch my review. I'm doing like weird hand motions, but you guys can't see that. I hope I'm not at 30 minutes. I'm almost at 30 minutes. Like, what the heck? So, drum roll, please. Number 1, the number 1 anime of the spring 2014 anime season is No Game, No Life. No Game, No Life is a highly intelligent series, and at some points I can't even understand it. That might sound like a bad point, but it's not. It's an incredibly smart series with everything that goes on. The main characters are so smart, and I love it. It's great. There's just like so much about this anime that's amazing. So basically, these kids, this brother and sister, their steps. Is that a spoiler? It's not a big spoiler, okay? It's not a big spoiler. It doesn't really affect the series. So they're step siblings, and they get sent to this world. They get invited to this world to like play games and everything. This world is like full of games, and everything is settled with the game. There are like 10 rules, And what they do is like they take the rules and they use them against people. They take like people that cheat and everything and they use that against them. It's awesome. It's a great series. But it's an Ichi series. Like the Ichi scenes are very unnecessary. I don't know, maybe the author is a pervert or something wait, no. Okay. Maybe the author is a pervert or something, but the series can stand on its own without that. It really doesn't need the Ichi. And I didn't even know it was Ichi until I read about it, and then I saw all the shower scenes in the show. But yeah, it has action. It looks really good. The vivid, color palette and everything. Colors look nice. There's a lot of cool video game references or parodies in there. And one that stood out to me was the Phoenix Wright reference. I have been talking for 30 minutes. I'm so sorry. I need to cut this short. Basically, No Game No Life is a great series. It's above all these series. And let me see what on the list that I actually recommend. I recommend you watch No Game No Life, Ping Pong the Animation, Baby Steps, Haiku, Soul Eater Not, Mangaka-san, Black Bullet. I don't really recommend Mahoka, Captain Earth, or Tenkai Knights. And I just wanted to say that Nisekoi is an awesome anime series. I didn't want to review it because I feel like with a review I don't really have that much to say, and I don't really like doing reviews. I like spoiler reviews more. But Nisekoi is awesome, and I would have put Nisekoi as number 1 on this list, but I don't think that's fair to the spring anime season. So I was just wondering what you guys wanted me to do for the next top 10 video for the summer season. Did you want me to include animes to carry over, or just specific animes for that season? And Nisekoi is an awesome romance harem anime, and I hope there's a season 2, but if not, I'll just read the manga. And what do you guys want to see from me next? And that's about it. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching my 30-minute video. If you would like to like my page on Facebook or follow me on Twitter, please do so. Thank you again for the 100th time, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.